Depression, nothing came easy. But with just 5 cents, an old truck, and a load of hay, John Tyson and his family found a way to deliver quality chicken to other hardworking people. Today, Tyson continues to find new ways to help put a chicken in every pot. Because people deserve farm-raised chicken of the highest quality. At Tyson, we remain committed to this simple promise: to always keep it real, to always keep it Tyson.
It's so hot, you're going to think my prices look like a mirage. Wrong. The prices on these trucks are the lowest prices ever. My trucks look different. Drink plenty of water and wipe your eyes. You're not going to believe these prices. Go to D3 Auto Sales on Facebook right now.
I'll send you this. Hello, welcome into, man, it's a new year, new things happening, and we got these two guys right here.
Sorry, we're not prettier.
You know, I hope, this is what I hope for the new year for me, that by March, people start looking at me and say, Brad, are you losing weight? That's really what I want. That's really what I want right now. That's my ultimate goal. There is for people to see that and say, you know how it is though, when you see somebody every day, right? And you look at them and it's a little bit incremental here, and then by you're like 3 months, 2 months, you're like, oh my gosh. So that's what I hope for me.
Yeah, we had that this weekend. Carson Ward, our buddy. My goodness,
right?
He's dropped like 50 pounds or something or more.
He's changed.
Yeah,
he's changed. But anyway, new show alert right here, right now. We've got Arkansas Sports Now, where we're going to be talking a little bit about all kinds of Arkansas sports, not just Razorbacks. We do like talking about the Razorbacks, and it will be Razorback heavy. But we're also going to talk about stuff that's going on around the state of Arkansas, because we love Arkansas. I mean, that's why we're here. That's why we watch Arkansas sports. It's because we're the Arkansas Sports Network for a reason. And I like where your head's at, by the way, with what you're doing right now.
Yeah.
In fact, we need to be all into that conference right there.
You ain't kidding.
We'll leave it at that. Anyway, glad to have you along here. Brad Caldwell along with Justin Smith right here beside me as we talk Arkansas sports and what's going on around the state of Arkansas. There's a busy day today, really, with what's happening inside of the state of Arkansas. This show will be called Arkansas Sports Now to stay right with our ASN branding, Arkansas Sports Now. So we want you to hang with us here and enjoy Arkansas Sports Now. We're going to try to get out here, try to get out daily if we can.
That's the goal.
That is the goal for 06. Where are we at here? 26,
years ago, buddy.
Right, 26. Man.
Yeah, I'm about to have a 20-year-old. Madeline turns 20.
Look, she was born in 06.
Yeah.
Right? 2006 was the best Arkansas football year in quite a while.
It was. That was a great year in Arkansas football.
Kinda. It was tumultuous as well.
Yeah, I enjoyed watching it though.
Oh man, it was fun. It was fun. Darren McFadden hadn't had too many like him. Hadn't had anybody like him. We've had some that are close to him, but we hadn't any. Traylon Burks is the one that I'm thinking of. He was McFadden like.
Yeah, just his game breaker, what he could do as soon as the ball touched his hands.
Anyway, I'll quit rambling here. We're looking forward to bringing you this content here. Arkansas Sports Now, again, with our ASN branding that we have. That's one of the reasons why we decided to stick with that. And we're looking forward to talking some Arkansas sports here with you. And today, big news today. And let's start with Harding. And I know that you don't usually start with Division II, but man, when you've got a national championship style program, you really have to pay attention to what's going on. And the Great American Conference, big-time representative of the Great American Conference, we were at the Division II National Championship game there where Harding has played in this now 2 out of the last 3 years. But when you have a change in leadership at that school, you got to talk about it, right? You got to talk about it. And so today we lead off our first story from Arkansas Sports Now is that Roddy Moat is now the new head coach at Harding. And
Didn't see that coming.
no, I did not. Paul Simmons is stepping up, and he's moving into a general manager's role as the new general manager at Harding. And Roddy Moat, the longtime defensive coordinator there at Harding, will be the next head coach of the Harding Bison. And all I can say is wow. Like,
Yeah.
I did not see that one coming.
No, I mean, when you got a team that has been as really just as good as Harding has the past couple of years, a coaching change is not what you're looking for normally. But like we talked about before the show, he moved into a GM role because with NIL, you got to have a GM,
Even in Division Two.
even in Division Two.
There was a player, and like we can talk about it here. And I don't know the ins and outs of it. I'll just say that. But Arkansas Tech had a player, and now I've lost his name. The basketball player, Talon Peter.
Yeah, that's it.
Talon Peter, who's now playing with the Indiana Pacers. He's on a 2-way contract in the
Doing
NBA.
pretty good too.
He had some NIL. Like there were some NIL offers for him, and then he ended up at Liberty his senior year, which was a great move for him because he's now in the NBA. So NIL is down into the Division II level now, and you have to have somebody to oversee that. You got to take it out of the coach's hands. I feel like one of the problems that Arkansas's had over the last several years now is that basically Sam Pittman has been the one that has basically taken all of the brunt of the NIL and the coaching. You got to let your coaches coach. You need to allow your GM to step in and help with the NIL. And when you got a program as successful as Harding is, in order to sustain that success, you got to have some NIL.
Yeah.
And let me tell you this real quick. Paul Simmons, listen to this, 92-16 as the head coach. 92-16 as the head coach of Harding. He's the all-time winningest coach at Harding with one of the highest winning percentages in all of Division II ever. Big shoes to fill for Coach Moat, but Coach Moat has been there with Coach Simmons for a long time. And I know the way that they kind of structure their stuff there, that they didn't do this willy-nilly.
No.
This wasn't something that Paul Simmons decided yesterday that he was going to step aside and move up or whatever, which I assume that he probably wants a little bit more time away from the field, probably wants to go see his son play, who is a Razorback right now. You know that now. Wyatt Simmons. He wants to be able to see his son play, probably. I mean, I'm guessing. I assume that the general manager role there at Harding he'll stay very involved with the football program for sure. And I know that Coach Moat has big shoes to fill, but again, they feel confident enough in him to put him there.
Yeah, he's going to do a good job. I mean, he's done a really pretty fantastic job as defensive coordinator since he's been there, and it's their logical choice. They know what's best for their program because they've been proven they know what's best for their program because they've been winning.
And I assume that Harding University has got to have benefited from a big-time football program. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's a nationally viable football program. Now, when you look at Division II, the only program that you could put above Harding right now in Division II is Ferris State.
Yeah.
Ferris State right now, they're the kings of the mountain, and everybody's trying to knock them off, and Harding's one of them, and they have been able to sneak through and win a national championship. But Ferris State has won like 4 out of the last 5. Harding was the only one to win that other one, and they're the behemoth right now in Division II. In fact, I saw Arkansas is actually on one of their offensive linemen, which one of the things that I noticed when I was down there at the Division II national championship game was how big they were. They were huge. They were a massive team, and they looked like a Division I football team.
Yeah.
I think there's probably a difference in speed there, but I feel like that the
strength is there for sure.
The size, the size of the offensive line, they did look Well, they look bigger than Harding, that's for sure. But hey, you know what? Harding is a very, very successful program in the Great American Conference, and we're going to cover the Great American Conference here with some news. You got some stuff pulled on that for later.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Well, let's talk a little bit about Arkansas Razorbacks. I know that everybody likes to talk about the Razorbacks, either good or bad. You know, inside the state of Arkansas, you are either a massive fan of the Razorbacks or you are not. You're kind of like what would you call it? You're a hater? I don't know. Is that the best way to put it?
Well,
A lot of times.
uh, I wouldn't apathetic would be
There's very
I,
little apathy toward the Razorbacks inside the state, whether you love them or hate them. No, wouldn't you say that?
I know my dad's apathetic to him.
Really?
Yeah,
Really?
he's beyond. He's a graduate of U of A. He
Your
wants them
dad,
to win, but
your dad
he
is your dad is a special case,
my
though,
dad is a
right?
special case. Yeah, it. Yeah. I mean, you love them, and I mean, I loved them, hate them at the same time last year because my gosh, you know, just see their performance on the field. Just what were they doing? Is what that's how I felt. I I I want to cheer them on, but I was not proud of them whatsoever.
Well, I get you. I get you. And I will say that my attitude toward Arkansas, the Razorbacks, especially in football, has changed over the years because of the losses.
Yeah.
And it's kind of the same thing with the Dallas Cowboys. I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan.
I'm
Same
so sorry.
same type of deal. Somebody told me that Dallas Cowboys and Razorbacks have only won on the same weekend 5 times in like 20 years.
Yeah, it's not surprising.
It's
Not at all.
crazy. So
Not at all.
it's insane. But look, the basketball program's a little
Thank
different.
God for basketball and baseball.
It is, yes. I think that's a great way to put it right there. Thank God for basketball and baseball, and we've got a guy that boy, a lot of people are talking about this kid now as being one of the
Yeah.
very best players to ever play in the state of
He
Arkansas.
ain't done nothing but been proving it for the past 4 weeks in a row. If you want the
Some
truth.
people are talking about him being the best point guard ever. I have a problem with that, but
Yeah.
the only reason I have a problem with that is there's a man named Lee Mayberry that was really flipping good. But let's talk about Darius Acuff Jr., who was
4 weeks in a row SEC Freshman of the Week and last year Naismith Player of the Week, as you can see right there.
right.
Spectacular performance against Tennessee.
Absolutely.
Just, man, he was so good.
And
And he's been good all year.
Make sure you pull that down in less than 20 seconds, just in case we get a fair use violation on that.
Already done.
We're trying to figure this stuff out, but man, Darius Acuff Jr. has been phenomenal, much better than I even thought he would be. My comparison to Darius Acuff Jr. right now is Stephon Marbury. I feel like body type, the way he plays, I just feel like that Stephon Marbury is the guy to me that seems to be the natural comparison. I feel like
their games favor their intensity, the shot ability. My goodness, hand in your face, still making it. Just
he's phenomenal.
He really
and down the stretch against Tennessee, he had 29 points, which was like the best number
second highest.
Board. Well, it was the best number since Patrick Beverly, I believe.
No, Patrick Beverly, Isaiah Joe's the only one that has scored higher in a freshman campaign.
So Patrick Beverly, his first game at Arkansas as a freshman, 29 points.
Yeah.
And the Darius Acuff had 29, but he had it against Tennessee, and I don't remember who Isaiah Joe had it against, but I would say that Tennessee is probably the best opponent of all those that got that many points.
Well, that's because they got a great defense. I say great. It's been better than it is this year right now, but they still have a really good defense, and Arkansas just had their number the other night.
Well, that's it's another thing. They played Houston and Tennessee. Both those teams are highly rated defensively. I'm sorry, and Arkansas scored 85 on one of them, 86 on the other. Now, for whatever reason against Houston, their defense just completely let them down. And I know that Houston was hitting shots that they don't normally hit.
Yeah, they were shooting out of their minds that game. They really were. It's more of a home game for Houston than as well.
It'd be interesting to see what happens down the line if they end up playing each other. But I feel like that this team right now is criminally underranked.
Yeah, me too.
This team right now, in my opinion, is probably the one that has the best chance to win the SEC in quite some time.
Yeah, they're the only ones that look to, right now you think of Alabama. Florida took a loss the other day, but they're still one of the best teams in the league. They still got great players. You can't count them down. Right now they're looking head and shoulders above everybody else, except for maybe in Vanderbilt, because Vanderbilt's still undefeated. We got to
Right.
give them their flowers for that. I think what Southeastern 16 had Arkansas at 2 or 3 the other day in their rankings.
They've been number one.
Yeah, they've been number one.
But
They
I think they were.
fluctuate those top 3 or 4 spots.
I think they were number one before the Houston game as far as the power rankings go. Of course, power rankings are
don't mean.
rankings are real. Their opinions as well. But if you follow enough, you can keep up with what's going on. I mean, obviously, because I do rankings myself, so I understand a little bit about that. But anyway, by the way, I've been getting hammered on our rankings.
I saw.
Just destroyed.
Oh,
I had a 30-minute conversation last night with a lady that I've known for a long time. And she was like, "You don't know 1A girls basketball." And I'm thinking, well, who does? Who knows 1A girls basketball? But
1A girls coaches.
she was exactly
1A girls coaches. That's who they're 1A girls basketball.
So we talked about that as like I really ran our rankings by a 1A coach. She was like, "That's not good enough." I was like, "I don't know." But she wants me to run. I'm not joking. She wants me to run our rankings by her.
No,
Right.
he don't even run them by me. What makes you think he's going to run them by anybody else?
The problem with running rankings by anybody right now is the fact that you can't come up with a consensus, and then it takes forever to come up with something. Now, when you're talking about rankings like the Razorbacks right now and the AP and all of that, they vote. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And these people vote every week. So it turns out to be like there's some continuity to it. Right. Well, when you try to come up with a consensus, as far as people that and group with or whatever, it never happens. It just never happens. So I don't have time to mess with that. I've got to get rankings out.
Yeah,
So
here's the deal. There are roughly 300 total basketball teams in this state. 300. You can't watch them all. We can't watch them all. We watch more high school sports than just about anybody in the state, if you want my honest opinion.
Right.
As much as we do.
Well,
going to tournaments.
We're on a tangent right now, but with that being said, we do have to rank 100, and I believe it's 12.
Yeah.
We've shortened the rankings to 6 on the 6A boys, 6A girls, because 6A only has 16 teams in the class. We got to a point where we were ranking 8 the last couple years, but there would be times that they would lose, like 7 or 8 would lose, but you couldn't move them out or in.
Yeah.
So I felt like shortening it to 6, kind of a better number. We'll see.
Did with football too. It worked well, I think.
I think it did too. But anyway, back to the Razorbacks. I think they're criminally underranked right now. I think they're a top 10 basketball team. That's really my opinion. So. Joe Lenardi today did move them into the top 16. Here's the funny thing, though. He seeds them out. Arkansas 16th. They're the last 4 seed. Well, guess who is 15th? Texas Tech. Right? So am I crazy by thinking that these two teams played each other already this year on a neutral court and Arkansas won that game? Is there something that I'm missing?
Pretty good too. What was the score?
I mean, something I don't know.
I don't know. Oh my gosh! Look, it's too early season for me to even care what those people think. I'm just taking it all with a grain of salt.
So basketball that is something about basketball too that people don't understand. Football's like a sprint, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like from the 3rd, 4th week of August to the 2nd week of December, 1st week of December. It's just that. It's every Saturday. Boom, 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 boom.
Basketball is a marathon that turns into an ultra marathon in March.
Do you realize that basketball is almost half a year? It's a 5-month sport.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 5-month sport.
We saw some teams this weekend that they'd already played 20-plus games in high school, which is nuts.
I mentioned that Eastham has played 26. Now they've got junior varsity involved in that, and So, but they've already played 20+ games, right? Which that was one of the teams I was getting hammered
Yeah.
on was Blytheville beating East End, which East End was 5th and Blytheville was 9th, and they were like, ha ha ha. Like, do you not watch basketball at all? Do you not know that the 9th team can beat the 5th team on any given night? Anyway, in fact, that makes good rankings because then they move up and down and they don't stay stagnant. If I put out the same ranking every week, it's not that interesting, right?
Not at all.
Anyway,
got pretty boring in football at some points.
right? Exactly. Anyway, with that said, I think Arkansas is criminally underrated at number 15 right now. I think they're legitimately a top 10 team. I think Alabama is going to test that. Of course, this week, in fact, tomorrow, I believe they're going to be at Ole Miss. That's never an easy game.
Nope, not at all.
Chris Beard over there, he's going to scheme some stuff up for Arkansas. Arkansas wanted Chris Beard pretty badly. He was the first choice when it came to trying to replace Eric Musselman. And he turned Arkansas down.
I'm glad we got Cal.
Man, I love Cal. I think Cal.
He's rejuvenated. Those last couple years at Kentucky, you could see there was nothing about it that was fun for him anymore.
Exactly.
And last year, we started on 5, but hey, he wasn't bothered by it. He knew the team he had, and by gosh, they made a run into
the. We're very used to Arkansas starting off slowly in the SEC. It's been
a while since we won the opening game.
5 years. Yeah. 5 years since Arkansas has won the opening game in the SEC. With that being said, the way the schedule sets up, and they've got 2 tough games this week, if you can figure out a way to win at Ole Miss and win at Auburn, you got a chance to win the next 2.
Yeah.
South Carolina, although Georgia is not a bad basketball team right now, only 1 loss. Vanderbilt is undefeated still. But I could see a scenario where Arkansas and Vanderbilt play on Tuesday, January the 20th, and you're talking about
Vanderbilt?
No, it's at
we got them at Bud Walton. Yeah, count that one now.
Well,
just about,
But just looking at the first half of the schedule, it doesn't set up that bad.
No,
and you're looking at coming in, I believe, about halfway through the schedule at this point. Kentucky comes into Bud Walton on January 31st. On that Saturday, and you could be sitting in a really good spot. You have to be if you're going to win the SEC. You realize Arkansas basketball has not won conference since 1994.
It's been a while.
They won the SEC West in '95, but they did not win the SEC. They didn't win the conference. So 1994 was the last time Arkansas basketball won. That is a phenomenal stat because Arkansas. You can say what you want to about Arkansas football. Arkansas basketball, since Eddie Sutton in 1974, I believe is when he came. I mean, you're talking about, what is that, a 50-year span now of basketball. I mean, Arkansas basketball has been pretty good. Obviously, you had the doldrums between 2002 and the time that Mike Anderson got there, and then it got a little better, but not great.
It was still pretty doldrum when Mike Anderson was here. We got 40 minutes, but it wasn't hell involved.
That actually is I know you didn't mean to do this, but this is a pretty good point, and I'm going to tell you why. Because think about this: 40 minutes of hell versus 40 minutes, or the fastest 40 minutes of basketball.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a big time difference in mentality there. You know what I mean? And when Nolan was there, he demanded that those players play at a pace that they probably didn't think they could. What you got?
David and Marianne saying, I've come a long way since the Carmart days. What? I mean, I know I worked at Carmart. He didn't.
He may think I'm Sean, but appreciate that. Anyway,
Sean's his much better looking cousin.
No, come on. Come on now.
Couldn't help it.
Anyway, do appreciate that though, and appreciate David. Do you think that's is there a David that runs Carmart there in Russellville?
Mm-hmm.
No,
Brian
Cole.
I forget who runs the South Lot now.
Anyway, appreciate that.
And Jesse Price does.
Man, so anyway, with that said, Arkansas basketball setting up to be, I think, very interesting going into February. I feel like this team's got the goods, man. I know that they've got 3 losses on the season, but you're talking about your losses number 8.
Michigan State.
Right? At Michigan State.
At Michigan State, that's a hard place to play. I'm
going to tell you right now, if they play that game over, they beat Michigan State.
Oh, yeah, I think so. I really do.
And then the Duke game, they outplayed Duke for 30 minutes of that ball game. And they just couldn't finish it off.
And
So
Duke's a good team too.
right,
It's not like our losses have been to bad teams like other schools around.
and you got a win over Louisville. They're number 6
That's a
when they
good win.
played. You got number 16. You've got a win over them. You've also got a win now over number 19 Tennessee. So that's 3
Top 20 wins.
Texas Tech there. Yeah, it's 3 top 20 wins.
That's
there.
3 quad one wins before the season's even really started.
Right. And Michigan State at the time was number 22. They're like number 7 or 8 now. They're way up there.
Yeah, Michigan State's a really good basketball.
I really
team.
do think if they play Michigan State on a neutral floor, they win that game then. And I think right now they beat Michigan State.
The Michigan State at home, that's good for 7 or 8 points. I mean, it just really is. They got a. I mean, it's not Bud Walton, but they got a pretty rowdy crowd, and they love Tom Izzo up there. And who doesn't? Tom Izzo's a great guy. And he's got win number 950 is what it was. Did he?
Yeah.
Win 950. I think that's what I saw. We're sitting as pretty as we have in a long time as Razorback basketball fans. We have some kids up there, and I say kids, they're adults, the young adults, but they're still adults. That by God, they play their butts off.
Right.
Every single one of them. Doesn't matter if they're coming off the bench; they're playing for the name on the front of that jersey. They really are. They're giving it everything they got when they're on the floor. Right. Yeah, they make mistakes. Yeah, they get stupid fouls. You see that in every level of basketball. I mean, how many times has Draymond Green been ejected? Come on, grow up, dude. But Trevin Brazile, Billy Richmond, all these guys, they play so hard.
I think that's the magic of Cal is getting 5-star players to play like they are playing for that name on the front more than the back. And the one thing about Cal is he's already stated, I'm not changing the way I go about things. I'm going to bring high school kids in. He's going to bring in a transfer guy or 2.
Yep.
He's not going to change that. Is that a national championship winning formula? I'm not sure. But with that being said, I think that he's already shown that, number one, he's going to get the highest level of talent from high school, which, like with Darius Acuff right now, you're seeing the magic. I'm not sure. This is crazy. If Arkansas wins enough games, Darius Acuff Jr. could be in the mix for National Player of the Year.
Very well could be.
I mean, I think that momentum is starting to happen.
He could be in the mix for greatest player Arkansas has ever seen.
Yeah. Man, I can't.
I know it's hard. I know it's going to be hard to fathom.
Year, but if you win the National Player of the Year, nobody's done it. I mean, Corliss was preseason National Player of the Year one time. So if you win National Player of the Year, you've done something good there, obviously. and then can you find a way to get back to the Final Four? That is, if you look at this decade right now and the way Arkansas is playing in this decade, look at the results. 2020 Elite 8, 2021 Elite 8, 2022 Sweet 16, 2023 they missed it, 2024 another Sweet 16.
Yeah, it's not.
And wait, hold on. 2024. What did they do? There was one year they missed in 23. Last year was 25. What did they do in 24? Was it Sweet 16? Was it what? No. Let's see. They missed in 24. They made it in 23 to 16. They missed in 24.
Yeah, you're counting COVID year. COVID year was
right.
Yeah, you're ahead.
Right. So
Elite 8,
right,
Sweet 16,
correct.
miss.
2020 we
Sweet
missed.
16, and now we're in this year. Yeah.
Correct. So think about that. Even in Nolan's time, if you look, 1990 Final Four, 1991 Elite 8, 1992 out in the second round, 1993 Sweet 16, 1994 National Championship. Those are very comparable results, except for Nolan was able to get over the hump.
Yeah, Nolan was able to get over the hump. And, Cal's gotten over the hump before. He can do it again. I mean, it's about great players and good coaching. It takes a little bit of luck too. We got to stay injury free.
Yeah,
that's we can't afford to lose any one of our pieces. I don't think. Right. Not really.
You got to figure out a way. We got to figure out a way to get that Final Four. I think if you look at this decade, the 90s is like the decade of I think it's been called the decade of dominance at one point. But think about it. After 94, they went back to the national championship game, and then 96 they went to Sweet 16, and then from there on, it was just
it was a while.
it was downhill. In fact,
Well, what was it? 02, 03 before they made it again?
no, well, they made it in. They made the tournament. They missed it in 97. They made the tournament in 98, 99, 2000, and 2001. But 01 was the team that won the SEC tournament, or they would not have made it.
Yeah, that's right.
And then 02 is when everything kind of came crashing down. They didn't make the tournament again until 06 after that. And it was 06, 07, 08. I don't even know how I'm doing this. 06, 07, 08, they made it. 09, they made it, and then it come crashing down again. They missed in 10, 11, 12,
13, 14,
I think
15.
they made it back in 14, and then Anderson only made it 3 times in 8 years, and that was the killer for him.
Yeah.
Because everybody expected, him to kind of lift this thing up. He had a fantastic run at Missouri, but the problem is that all the kids that he was recruiting, were like, I'm not even joking, they were related to him.
Yeah.
And once he ran out of those guys,
Yeah, it went all downhill from there.
It did. Anyway, so we think that Razorback basketball is going to be interesting again tomorrow night. They play against Ole Miss at Ole Miss. Again, tough game. I think they've got a great shot of winning that game, though. And then they're at Auburn. Again, another tough game. Another game that they've got a chance to win. And then they're back at Bud Walton in a week against South Carolina. If you can come out of that 3-0 and you're 4-0 in conference, Katie bar the door, man. It could be a special, special year here for the Razorbacks. What else do we got right now? You were going back to the
well, we're still talking basketball, but
yeah.
we don't have any Razorback women's basketball to talk about. We do have this in women's basketball.
They did play, and they
did play.
Thumped.
Yeah, so there's, like I said, there's nothing to talk about.
Let's just talk about it real quick. They're just right now they're going to struggle in the SEC.
Yep.
And again, you just got to hope that they can recruit their way out of it. And the question is there going to be enough support? Because guess what? Women's basketball needs NIL too.
Yeah, they do.
And that was something that Mike Neighbors was very upset about when he left, is that he didn't feel like that he was given the tools to succeed.
Yeah.
Neighbors and Mike Anderson run a very similar parallel in a lot of ways. And let me tell you something. I loved Mike Anderson. I was so glad when he came back, and I was so appreciative of what he has done and what he helped do, because he's the one that set the table for Musselman to come in.
He did.
And then of course Musselman set the table for Calipari. But anyway, with the ladies team, they're going to struggle this year. But hopefully they can keep a good core. And that's such an important thing anymore, is retention. You know what I mean?
Ooh.
What are you looking at? Yeah, that was yesterday. He don't need to get a chance to wear that number 5, by the way.
No.
They need to put that in the closet.
Yeah, put it in the closet.
Talking about transfer portal. We'll get to that in just a minute here. Jaquayon Smith was a commitment. There's been a ton of movement there, but let's talk some GAC basketball real quick.
Local girl.
Yes. 99-71 victory for Arkansas Tech. But let me tell you something. Arkansas Tech's got a player right now in Miss Logan Young.
I think it was GSC Freshman of the Week last week.
Yeah, she scored 31 in that win against Washita Baptist. In fact, there she is right there on the front of the website there. She is
GSC Offensive Player of the Week. My bad, not just freshman.
You're right.
That's outstanding. Look, we had a front row seat watching her play for a couple years.
Man, super athletic. Really she's transferred out to the wing. She was a 4 at Dover. Transferred out to the wing. No surprise there. About 5'9", very athletic, can jump very high. Good player, and has transferred out there very well. And she has made that team better.
She has great court sense. She has incredible body control. She's a force anywhere on the court, because she can shoot outside. She's got a great jump shot, and she's going to hit layups. She's going to get to the basket too.
Here's another high school player that we have seen quite a bit. Corey Sanders is having a huge impact over at Harding right now. I mean, fantastic. And a lot of people backed off of her because she's 5'4", and I think there's a lot of
That was
people
a
now that
mistake.
you're right. I think there's a lot of people now that are wishing that they had taken her because I think she's the starting point guard right now at
Yeah.
Harding.
She her her story reminds me of what's the dude in Little Giants that his dad massages calves and
Yeah,
it reminds me of the Corey Sanders story because her dad, my gosh, he is love Roger.
right.
They ingrained in her greatness. I mean, just from the time she was old enough to walk, ingrained in her to be great, and by God, she is.
And speaking of Harding, they sit in second place in the league. Arkansas Tech is tied with them. Henderson State, Southern Arkansas, Southern Nazarene, all at 4-2 on the women's side. And Northwestern Oklahoma State sitting at 6-0 right now.
Dang.
Right, so they're playing some ball there. Looking at the schedule here, Henderson State beat Harding, and Northwestern Oklahoma State beat Harding. And I would assume that matchup there between Logan Young and Corey Sanders at the 22nd
Again,
at Tucker Coliseum.
not the first
That'll
time
be a
those
good
two
one.
have met.
Right. Well, while we're talking about GAC, let's talk about the men real quick, and let's just kind of get some updated standings there as well. Ouachita Baptist sits at the top right now at 6-0, 10-2 overall. Southern Nazarene follows them. Harding follows them, and Harding's got it going on athletically right
Yeah,
now.
they do.
Oklahoma Baptist, Henderson State, East Central, Northwestern Oklahoma State, Southern Arkansas, Arkansas Tech, Southeastern Oklahoma State, Arkansas Monticello, and Southwestern Oklahoma State. That's your GAC rankings there right now. So,
The Tech boys, Wonder Boys fell to Ouachita 55-61.
yep.
Tough out for them, but my gosh, the GAC, they got some great sports going on. Football, basketball. I mean, legitimately, they've been fun to watch.
A lot of local flavor in
A lot of local
that league.
flavor. A lot of local kids playing for those teams
Yeah.
over the past couple of years, and so it's really nice to see.
Let's talk about Arkansas and the transfer portal real quick before we get out of here. A lot of people talking about how successful is Arkansas being in the transfer portal right now.
Not doing bad.
Well, today they really, I mean, as far as just getting kids from named school, they've got a couple of them. Now, the complaint has been, I don't know if you call it a freak out or not, I guess you probably would amongst some, was the fact that it's just Memphis kids. That's it. I say many, a few Memphis kids already, but
Memphis kids beat us last year, so what you complaining about?
well, you've got to get some kids other than Memphis kids
You
go
do.
into the SEC. But let me tell you something. One of the things that was a very surprising thing when Kurt Signetti took the job at Indiana was that several of the James Madison players followed him to Indiana. Now, you would think James Madison coming into the Big Ten, they wouldn't be able to win. I don't know how it all works. I mean, I think chemistry when it comes to football is a huge deal, which Signetti is fantastic at getting that going, and then he's able to get people to fill their roles. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what he's
Boy,
done
do
there.
they.
And
My
they do that.
goodness.
They do a good job of that. I'll tell you another thing they do. They block. They have got a unbelievable offensive line. They can run the football.
They don't just run the football; they run it down your throat and dare you
Right.
to stop them, just like Bama used to do in the day.
And then
It's
they've got
nice.
a quarterback that can throw off the top of that. But
Hmm.
anyway, all that said, that continuity and that flow that come out of those guys following them to James or from James Madison to Indiana, I think was a big time contributing factor in them jumping up and being who they are right now. I'm not saying that's where we're going with this. I'm just saying that don't count out Memphis guys just because they're Memphis guys. But
We got
Arkansas,
8 signees in a day.
that's right.
You know, the kid from Cincinnati, Christian Harrison, he's going to be good.
Well, he could be. We
He
don't
could
know
be.
how
Yeah,
good.
yeah, of
We don't know
course.
how
We don't
good they
know.
are, or
But,
they're not. But what we can say is that they're starting to get kids from other places.
Yep.
And they got a couple this morning that we shared over on ASN. If you hadn't already looked at it, Big time defensive lineman, at least in the 2024 class. He was a top 20 defensive lineman. Carlin Jones from USC, committed
That's
to
a good get.
Arkansas. So, number one, that's a name school. And
Yeah.
that doesn't always work out.
No, it does not.
You've got to find guys that have something to prove. And Carlin Jones, 6'3", 315. I don't know exactly what he's done, but he's going to have 3 years of eligibility left. 6'3", 315. That's a big deal.
Yeah.
That's a big deal.
He's a big boy.
And then they picked up a running back, which right now the running back room is fairly empty. They picked up the Memphis running back yesterday. His name slips my mind right now.
I'm
But
coming with it. Hang on.
yeah, I think I missed that commitment.
Oh, you did miss it.
Yeah, I did miss it. Anyway, Jasper Parker of Michigan. That's your
Jamal Hawkins.
No, that's your wide receiver. I'll get it just a second here. He committed. I think his last name is Smith, if I'm not mistaken.
What up, cuz?
Anyway, Jasper Parker of Michigan stepped in that role and is now, at least filling up the running back room. You got Braden Russell in there as well right now, but Sutton Smith is the kid's name that transferred from Memphis to Arkansas, or at least signed with Arkansas, I believe, yesterday. So
I hope he's good competition and teammate for Nakel. Because I thought Nakel,
Nikel.
Yeah, we forget about Nakel
Well,
Lewis.
what are we talking about Nikel Lewis for? He ain't going to Arkansas.
What? I thought he flipped.
No. I don't think they even offered him.
Who was it that flipped? Or didn't he?
Oh, you're talking about
TJ Hodges, not Nakel Lewis.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, TJ Hodges. My bad. Sorry,
So
bro.
Hodges has definitely got the speed. So that's
Yeah.
another running back there that you're going to fill the room. He's super talented.
Yeah.
He's super talented there.
Having somebody who's got some snaps under his belt can't do anything but help TJ Hodges.
Right.
Just, game experience. TJ, he's got the skills.
Yeah.
Oh, we clearly saw it in that state championship game last year and all season long. He's got the skills to compete with anybody.
Sutton Smith is the kid's name. He is listed 5'9", 185 pounds there from Memphis, and he did. I think he might have had 100 on Arkansas. I'm not sure that was a big time any kind of accomplishment this year.
No,
because
our defense was atrocious.
It was rough. It was rough. So
it's a historically good offense, historically awful defense.
Right. So anyway, with that said, you've got several commitments coming in. AJ Hill was another one, big time. Probably as far as just highly recruited, probably Carlin Jones and then AJ Hill. AJ Hill had offers from Alabama, Georgia, and Notre Dame. I don't know how committable those offers were, or if Memphis just offered enough money to just get him to go in there. But he's 6'4", 215 pounds. He is.
Speaking of an offer, I got to tell you about one that it's not public knowledge yet.
Okay. Interesting.
I just thought of it. It's local, so
I got you. Well, anyway, I think that covers it all right now. And again, we appreciate you joining us. You got anything that we haven't touched on right now?
I don't think so.
Let me see something real quick before we go in here. I am going to try to give you maybe an updated look into the transfer portal rankings if we can get them. Let's see here, football, if I can. Recruiting. See if I can get. Oh, I missed it. There we go. Found it. Let's see here if it's updated.
22nd by 24/7 Sports.
That's what we got. They got them at 9 commitments. Let me look and see if they've got them all. Jasper Parker
today, 12/16.
Hawkins. I mean, a lot of 3-star type of, and that's what they're ranking these kids now in the portal. You've got your kickers. It seems like kickers galore. I think they signed 3 of those guys, maybe 2. And then you've got Jamari Hawkins out of Memphis. You got Sutton Smith out of Memphis. Malachi Breland, big offensive lineman, 6'5", 340 out of Memphis. AJ Hill out of Memphis. Jaquavion Smith is from Howard. He's a linebacker. And then you've got kicker, Braden McAllister, and then Christian Harrison out of Cincinnati. I like his look, 66 tackles. Last year out of the safety position, had 1 interception. So we're going to try to keep you live on the transfer portal as we go. You can watch ASN as there'll be new commitments that'll be coming across the board.
We ain't 22 in recruiting rankings. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, they only signed 16 kids. So, I mean, it's hard to get up there.
Yeah.
But anyway, with that said, we're going to wrap this one up. Again, thank you for joining us. Right around this noon hour is when we will come in and just talk a little bit here on Arkansas Sports Now. Appreciate you joining us here. And again, make sure that you like, share, comment, subscribe. Real quick, the angle. We hadn't talked about that real quick.
Yeah, I forgot. Mention the Tom Irwin bit.
Mike Irwin.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, Mike Irwin talked about us on Ask Mike yesterday. Talked about the angle. He said he didn't remember the name of the podcast or who was involved with it, but he went down verbatim there. If you want to, we got a clip that we have clipped there, but we also have, if you want to watch that on Pig Trail Nation, there about the 14:30 mark is when he starts talking about the angle. If you're interested in the inner breakdown of Arkansas Razorbacks and what's going to happen, what we think is going to happen under the new regime, that's probably not the best way to put it right now, under the new leadership of Ryan Silverfield, make sure that you watch the angle because I promise you, you will learn something. I promise you that. It's awesome. It's awesome. If you're a football nerd, it's a great one. So
Sean knows what he's talking about.
No doubt about it.
He
No doubt
can
about
break
it.
down the X's and
And
O's.
I want to just tease this right now. We're in talks with an former NFL player about possibly doing some camps. So something to be watching for coming up soon. Anyway, I'm Brad Caldwell. This is Justin Smith, and we are going to get out of here again. Thank you for watching the first ever show, Arkansas Sports Now, where we're covering the whole state of Arkansas, and we're looking forward to bringing you another show tomorrow. We'll see you then.